Thank you for joining me and welcome to Biblical Preaching. Today I'm going to go over a review of a book for you. I've just finished reading Following Jesus Christ, edited by Goodrich and Strauss. The full name is Following Jesus Christ, the New Testament Message of Discipleship for Today. This is a collection of essays written in honor of Mike Wilkins and his research into discipleship in the scripture. I haven't read him, so I can't tell you anything about Wilkins. Though I do have one quote from him in the introductory chapter that I thought was worth giving you. He writes, "Discipleship and discipling mean living a fully human life in this world in union with Jesus Christ and growing into conformity in his image." So that seems to be the overarching theme of all the essays of this book. It begins with that introduction, then over 16 chapters. They look at each of the books of the Bible and see how discipleship, discipling is used in the text. One interesting thing to note is that the word disciple and its variants in Greek are used 261 times in the Gospels and in the book of Acts, but are used 0 times in the rest of the New Testament. So they have to go to other words to explain the idea of discipling. And I found this to be a very encouraging, interesting book. And at the end of the book, I should mention there's a second part, which is very short, 3 final essays, which look at applying what the New Testament says to modern life. And the first essay is discipleship with regards to the Christian mind. How do we think? How do we use knowledge? Very interesting. Then there's a chapter on soul care, on the care for really the whole self. How do we understand discipleship to be part of caring for the self? And then the final chapter is about bringing the discipleship out into the wider community. The first chapter on the book of Matthew talks about discipleship being faith and obedience. And if you are a member in my congregation, I would hope you would remember how much I have stressed the theme of faith and obedience and growing in faith and obedience. This is a book probably not for the average layperson, but for teachers and preachers and seminary students. It's a great resource for teaching, for preaching. I don't think it's a perfect book. There were some really know what you're getting at here. In the essay on Romans, the author suggests that the book of Romans cannot be understood unless it's read backwards, reading the practical implications prior to the doctrinal instruction. And I just don't see that. And another thing that in the book, when they look at the book of Revelation, the author there suggests that the 144,000 are literally all of the Jews that will be saved. So I had problems here and there. But overall, very good book, very helpful, very interesting, very useful for future preaching and teaching, I would think. So following Jesus Christ, it's well worth it. Following him and getting the book. And As a disclaimer, I did receive this book free in exchange for an honest review. And the review is it's a review typed up on my blog as well as on Amazon and Goodreads. So thank you. Please do like, share, comment, subscribe, and hopefully, if not before then, I will join you with a sermon for Maundy Thursday. Thank you. Bye.